It's 36 past 8. Good morning. It's a fine, beautiful morning here in Culburra Beach. Hey Siri, what's the temperature?
It's 22 degrees right now.
That's a nice, pleasant, overall warm feeling. Enough body warmth, enough sunlight on your body to feel warm in the surf. Mind you, spare a thought for our fellow Melbournians, the crew that live in Victoria, in the city of Melbourne. Hey Siri, what's the forecast for Melbourne today?
It's currently clear and 34 degrees in Melbourne, Australia. Expect winds starting in the morning and cloudy skies in the afternoon with mixed conditions for the rest of the day. Today's high will be 42 degrees and the low will be 22.
42 degrees. Hey Siri, what's 42 Celsius in Fahrenheit for my American viewers?
I can't get the answer to that on HomePod.
Hey Siri, what's 42 Celsius in Fahrenheit?
42 degrees Celsius is 107.6 degrees Fahrenheit.
There you go. For you Northern Hemisphere folk that use the, what's it called, the Fahrenheit system, that's how hot it is in Melbourne right now. And that reminds me of a story that I have from when I lived in Adelaide. There was a period of 4 days where we had temperatures over 40 Celsius. There was like a 41, a 43, a 44 and another 43. And that was like 4 days where the temperature didn't drop below 40. In the day, in the nighttime, it dropped down to a more reasonable 35, 36. And where I was living on Jetty Road in Glenelg with Ben Nash, we had no air conditioning. And it was an old stone house, like a really old school stone-walled house. So once the heat got in the stones, it was almost like an oven in there. Wooden floorboards, stone walls, and just extremely hot. And that first day, after that first day of the 40, whatever that 41, when we saw the forecast for 3 more days of 40s, one of the girls that we worked with at the Strand, she'd just moved into an apartment about 4 blocks down the street. And that was a high-rise apartment block with ducted air conditioning. And she said, you guys can come and stay at my house for the next 3 days. Just bring your beds. So I remember me and Benny Nash literally dragged our mattresses off the top of our beds and carried them down Jetty Road, up Mosley Street, all the way to her apartment, into her lift, up to her whatever floor she's on. I think it was like 27th floor or something. I remember sleeping in the center of her room, her living room, just as you open the front door. My mattress was just smack down there. Benny was out like sort of somewhere in the other part of the lounge room under the television or something, and we just stayed there for 3 days in air conditioning bliss. And when we got back to our house, like to my room and Benny's room, whatever, the place was just like you could have cooked food in that room. It was that hot. So I'm thankful that I'm in Culburra Beach today on the east coast where it's not so warm, because Adelaide's having a heat wave again and Melbourne's getting flogged with it right now. So spare a thought for Jay Boston and Scotty Muir from CreatorCast as they overheat right now. Stay cool, folks. I hope you have aircon at your places. And if you don't, I hope you've got a friend who has a new apartment with AC ducted that you can drag your mattresses to and have a 3-day party at her house, because that's what we did. It was actually pretty rad to be, drinking beers in the AC and look outside and just see